What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So, 9 days ago, All the Smoke is the podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. They sat down with a king of comedy, DL Hughley. So they did an interview with DL Hughley, and in the interview, DL Hughley said some comments about Club Shay Shay. Now, he didn't say these comments unprovoked. Matt Barnes asked him, is there any truth that you refuse to do Club Shay Shay? And then D.L. Hugley responded basically saying, yeah, it is true. 100%. He was like, when the show first started, when Club Shay Shay first started, he felt like Shannon got a lot of support because a lot of comedians, a lot of entertainers, so on and so forth, didn't like the way that Skip treated Shannon Sharpe on TV. And due to that, a lot of people like, yo, we got to go show love to this brother. We got to support him. We got to come to his platform and sit down and give him quality interviews, right? And then D.L. Hugley goes, then the very men he had on his show became the subject of ridicule. And then an art form I love was trotted out week after week because it was in vogue. He says Shay Shay is a great platform, but it's not an arbiter of truth. I ain't never known a club where they told the truth at. I ain't never known a club where everybody told the truth in there, right? He says Club Shay Shay became an arbiter of everything that was wrong. He said it caused harm to some people that I love. And then he says people ask me, why you fuck with Vlad? And he was like, because I like him. I'm never going to explain to nobody why I'm doing something. So I've talked about this on my channel before, but I'm going to just do it one more time, right? D.L. Hugley is simply upset with Shannon Sharpe for interviewing Monique. That's all this is about. It's not about certain comedians getting bashed. They're on, all on his platform, nothing like that. There's none of that going on. It's not, I'm mad this person got talked about, that person got talked about. That's not why he's upset. He's upset because Monique went on his show and made some disparaging marks about D.L. Hugley. And if anybody watched that interview like I did, when Monique started to go off and start talking about D.L. Hugley, Shannon said, come on, man, what D.L. do? Don't do that. What? Come on now. He basically trying to stop trying to stop Monique. Shannon said, man, what D.L. Hugley? What D.L. do? What D.L. do, man? Well, come on now. Don't be talking about D.L.'s. And Monique replies, oh, D.L. is friend, honey. D.L. is your friend. Did you see how high his voice got when I mentioned D.L. Hugley? Oh, D.L. is your friend, huh? She said that, right? Because she felt that Shannon was trying to stop her from going in on D.L. Hugley. And I'm like, if he saw this clip like I saw it, he would know that Shannon wasn't trying to get him raked through the coals. He wasn't egging Monique on. Now, he didn't even bring up D.L.'s name at all. Monique brought up D.L.'s name. She did, because like a year or a couple of months prior to that, DL and Monique got into it about who was headlining a show, so on and so forth. And Monique got on stage and made some very nasty comments about DL Hugley and started talking about DL and his daughter and him not protecting his daughter, so on and so forth, and his daughter getting violated. She started going crazy, revealing personal information. She did that, during her back and forth with DL, and, after her and DL had that back and forth. She didn't say these comments on Shannon's show, but she was talking about DL and all of that, right? But DL is mad because of that. And it's like, DL, that man ain't got nothing to do with what that lady says. He don't got nothing to do with what Monique says at all. He can't control that. And some people saying he could clip it out. No, I'm not going to do that either. I'm not going to agree with the person that's saying it. Shannon showed, come on now. What we do? We ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't going to clip it out, especially after I didn't have this person on the platform. They're going to be able to say what they want to say. As long as I'm not in agreement with what she's saying, as long as he ain't in agreement to what Monique is saying, as long as he ain't instigating the situation, as long as he wasn't egging her on, as long as he wasn't making disparaging comments about D.L. Hugley as well, or, agreeing with her and nothing like that, then what's the problem? DL just didn't want Monique to have a platform to say some things about him, and that's it. And he just gotta say that. But Shannon ain't do nothing to that, man. He didn't do nothing to DL at all. Monique did things to DL. She said things about DL's family. She said things about him. She got on stage and attacked him after they had a little situation backstage about being a headliner. Nah, Shannon, this is a situation where you gotta be mad at who you mad at. Be mad at who you mad at now. Don't be mad at nobody. Be mad at her. You know, and because if DL on his radio show, somebody came on and was saying something about Shannon Sharpe or whatever, because he said Shannon was one of his favorite football players. He said that before, right? Or his favorite. But you ain't gonna cut it out. You be like, come on now, don't do that to him. Don't do that. Come on now, what? But you ain't gonna cut it out. You're not, because why would I cut out parts of an interview? I don't know if Shannon paid for these interviews or not. You know what I mean? But if I'm doing all this for a big show and all that for you to come on, I'm not gonna clip out stuff you saying, unless it can get you locked up or something like that. You know, but nah, come on, this is YouTube. Everybody we want to keep all the clips so that we can get, everybody can get their views, their numbers. But Shannon ain't egged her on. He didn't even ask her about DL. And for DL to say that, to act like Shannon's show is it's a agent of chaos. He didn't say it, but he like, yo, the show causes harm to people I love, and so on and so forth. Like, yo, Vlad has some really dope interviews on his platform. He got Stevie J up there now. Stevie J is showing him being a real musician, playing the keyboard and all of that on there, showing that he's a real musician and telling his life story about his mother leaving his family when he was young, his father raising him and his siblings and all of that, right? Showing his musical background, him first meeting Jodeci at a fashion show, all of that, right? So he got great interviews, but Vlad will also instigate beef between people. I saw him create tension between T.I., and Boosie off of a hypothetical, a question that Vlad threw at Boosie. He threw it at Boosie, knowing if Boosie answered this question like he possibly gonna answer, it's gonna cause friction between him and Tip, a person that he's cool with, right? So, and you've seen Vlad be messy in certain situations. Calls, he's tossed questions at people that will, again, get them into it with another person. Have them really in conflict with other individuals. You know what I mean? So, come on now. Like, really? Like, if you're going to say, you see Vlad do things like, I've explained the whole him and Lil Durk situation. I've explained that. Vlad to get up there playing victim, like somebody wronged him when he didn't wrong somebody else. Then start talking crazy. Like, Vlad did all type of crazy stuff, right? All type of crazy stuff on his platform. And DL gonna keep going to the show. He ain't gonna say, yo, Vlad, you creating some tension between some people now. Yo, I don't like how you said this, that, and the third about this individual. Vlad interviewed after Bankroll Fresh, had his life taken from him. Vlad had the Bankroll Fresh, the dude that took Bankroll Fresh life, had him on a platform interviewing him, right? Many would call that being messy. Some Vlad might say it's journalism, but people are like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, dude told it, and the guy that took Bankroll Fresh's life, he told his side of the story and all of that, but there were people like, yo, come on, man. This don't look right. This look funny. And Vlad didn't give a damn at all. In fact, that interview is the reason why Vlad and Charlamagne fell out for some years. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, come on. Like, DL can't act like Club Shay Shay is like the worst thing around. And you going on Vlad all the time, every couple of months. You are a recurring guest on there, and we didn't see Vlad misrepresent Minister Louis Farrakhan, all that type of stuff, so what? It's just, Yeah, if you're gonna say Shannon Sharpe his show is all about mess, well, Vlad has a lot of messy stuff that didn't got started on his show. A ton of stuff. You know, and some stuff I can't even think off the top of my head, but I'm sure if I go back to the platform and just scroll down, you can find all type of crazy stuff that's been said on the platform, you know? So like even who was I about to say? It was something with Ari Spears. It was damn, I done lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh, I remember. He every time he interviewed Ari Spears or one of them and Michael Blackson, all of them, he kept talking about how Shannon really didn't make that much, you know, hating on Shannon, how he ain't make that much money and all of that, and how he ain't really make the money he made on YouTube and all of that, and you know, like basically trying to count that man pockets in interviews over and over again. Um, it's just all type of stuff that Vlad has done. So if you gonna act like you can't act like Shannon is a place where everything just goes to mess. It's all about mess. And then you going on Vlad, because Vlad's program, his YouTube channel, although it's very popular, although Vlad is very successful, that ain't the holy grail. That ain't the holy grounds of everything right over there too. Vlad ain't his platform isn't the arbiter of truth either. You know, so yeah, man, I just feel like DL, he getting mad at Shannon for the wrong stuff. You can't be mad at Shannon about that. Be mad at Monique and keep it with her. Don't keep it at Shannon. A lot of people be blaming Shannon Sharpe for what people say in interviews with him. A lot of times he's not even asking these questions of people. They just coming out going off on folks, right? Like Cat Williams came up there. Shannon could barely sit down good and introduce Cat before Cat just started going off on a tangent, going just naming people. Shannon ain't bringing these people up. He just saying another thing. That motherfucker did then the 30. He this then the 30. He ain't funny. He was wearing a dress. Man, Michael Jackson and Chris Tucker, they both gay. He was insinuating that they were gay. He didn't say it, but what kind of man calls another man Christmas? And Michael Jackson was calling Chris Tucker Christmas, and you know he going in talking about Martin wearing dresses, and you know, and Cedric the Entertainer and Faison Love. He going in. Shannon ain't asked him no questions about these people. Cat Williams took all liberties to just go and drop bombs on everybody. That ain't Shannon's fault, and Shannon shouldn't have to cut parts of the interview out at all. No. You don't ask some other platforms to do that. Cut it out the interview. No, man. No. Long as Shannon ain't agreeing with what these people are saying, long as he ain't putting his 2 cents and piling on, hey, it is what it is, man. Get mad at the person saying the stuff, not the person that's doing the interview. That's all I'm saying, man. And I got a lot of respect for DL Hughley, man. People say he ain't funny. DL funny to me, though. He's a funny dude. He's a witty comedian. Now, I don't think that set during the Kings of Comedy. I think he had the worst set during the Kings of Comedy for sure. I don't think that's his best set. But I've seen DL do great sets where he's hilarious. I've seen him be hilarious in interviews, TV. I've seen him do great stand-up shows and stuff, you know. I just don't think the Kings of Comedy stand-up I don't think that was his best work. You know, but black people hold him to that. They feel like on a platform, on a show called The Kings of Comedy, you're supposed to come with your best stand-up, and I don't think that was the best stand-up from DL, you know? But yeah, man, it's not me denigrating DL. I just think he needs to do a reassessment of who he should be mad at. That's all I'm saying, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out, y'all. Peace.